On page 4-15, we are going to learn how to write an equation of a line when we are given a point and a slope. So we did it before where we were given the y-intercept and the slope and we just plugged it right in. And then we also found it in a graph by counting. So this one they're just going to tell us. We are not going to use the point-slope formula. All right, so this down here is not going to be important. We are still going to use slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to do number 1 and write the instructions off to the side. So the first thing we will do, we have an x, we have a y, and remember slope is m. So if you look up here at slope-intercept form, we have everything except the b. So our job is to fill in what we know and solve for what we don't know. So step 1 is going to be to plug in x, y, and m into y equals mx plus b. So number 1, it will look like this. 1 equals, because 1 is my y, m is 2 times x, which is 4, plus b. So that's step 1, is to plug in x, y, and m into our equation. Then we need to solve for b. The nice thing is you're going to do the same thing every time. First, we need to actually multiply. So 1 equals 2 times 4 is 8 plus b. To get b by itself, we would subtract 8. So I'm just going to flip it so it says b equals -7. Now usually we're done once we solve an equation, but our final answer needs to be an equation of a line. So you're going to plug in m and b this time into y equals mx plus b. You do not fill in the y and the x. So your final answer for number 1 would say y equals 2x minus 7. So our job is always to find the y-intercept first, the b, and then we can write our equation because we will have the slope and then the y-intercept. If we look at number 3, so we're going to do all the odd ones. If we look at number 3, we would have, if it helps to put your x and your y and your m, do that. So 0 equals, m is 2/3 times -6. Now I like to use parentheses when I have a negative number, plus b. So we fill in x, y, and m into our y equals mx plus b equation. Then we need to solve for b. So first we need to multiply. 2/3 times -6 would give us -4 plus b. So to get b by itself, we would have to add 4 to both sides. So b equals 4. So again, you're not done. Your final answer needs to be y equals 2/3 x plus 4. If you ever wanted to check to see if you were right, you would graph this equation on your line and make sure that it really does go through the ordered pair -6, 0. All right, number 5. Again, this is our x, this is our y, and this is our m. So -3 equals -1 times 4 plus b. So -3 equals -4 plus b. Add 4 to both sides. B equals 1. So our final equation, y equals, slope is -1, so just -x plus 1, plus our b, which is 1. So the nice thing is it's the same steps every time, just as long as you know how to start. Whenever you feel comfortable, you can pause and then come back and check your answers. Number 7, I would do -5 equals 1/3 times -12 plus b. Again, this is x, this is y, this is m. So -5 is equal to -4 plus b. You're multiplying 1/3 times -12. Add 4 to get b by itself. B equals -1. So your final answer is y equals 1/3 x minus 1. Again, you will never use your ordered pair after that first time of plugging it in. Number 9, -9 equals -2/5 times 5 plus b. -9 equals -2 plus b. So you're going to plug it in, you're going to multiply. In this case, we get -2 when we multiply. Then you'll either add or subtract. So this one we need to add 2 to both sides. So b equals -7. So your final answer is y equals -2/5 x minus 7. Again, if you ever want to check your answer, you just graph this with slope-intercept form and make sure your line actually does go through the point that it says. Number 11, -1 equals -4/3 times -6 plus b. So multiply to give us 8 plus b. Subtract 8, b would equal -9. So y equals -4/3 x minus 9. All right, 13 is a little tricky. If you think about what a line that has a slope of 0 looks like, you might just be able to figure this equation out. All right, so if you think about it, if you were to graph, we'll do the actual way, but if you were to graph 3, -4, and draw a slope of 0, this is what your line would look like. So hopefully you remember what the equation of a line that goes straight across looks like. If not, you would set it up the same way. -4 equals 0 times 3 plus b. Well, 0 times 3 is just 0 plus b, so b is -4. So if you took the time to write everything out, you would write 0x minus 4. We never write 0x. We just write y equals -4. And we should remember from earlier in the unit that y equals a number is indeed a horizontal line with a slope of 0. So it is possible that you won't have an x in your answer. And our last one, 1 equals -1/4 times -4 plus b. 1 equals 1 plus b. When you multiply, you get 1. So you subtract 1, and we would get b equals 0. So when you write it out, you're going to want to do -1/4 x. Some of you are going to want to write plus 0. Please don't. Just leave it as -1/4 x. So it's possible, if we look at 13, that your slope is 0, so then your x is going to cancel out. It's also possible, as in number 15, that your y-intercept, your b, is 0. In that case, we just don't write a plus or minus anything.